There's a little indent.
It's like where you slept on your cord this morning.
That's free cash.
I don't like this anymore.
This is the guest set.
I get under that hat.
I love this hat. Tyler gave it to me. It just says rags on it, but one of the rags is different colors. I feel like a conductor.
Rags?
Rags!
Rags to riches. Rags. Is that the brand?
First time you guys were ever on stage.
First time I was on stage, it was at the Depot in Hopkins, and then the Garage the next day. My first show was a small tour of Friday and Saturday. It was with my band.
Weekend run?
I was in high school.
What was this band called?
Dashing Good Show. Okay, so this was junior year of high school, like 2005 or 2006.
2005, 2006, I was in my band Murdering Beethoven.
I hate to tell you guys, but he's been dead.
Like,
Yeah, but we were like ruining his legacy of good music. Like that was the whole. We were like walking across a sidewalk. It was just like, dude, you're murdering Beethoven. His music.
How many people were there?
the turnout was pretty good because there was a couple of other really cool bands. Oh, 29 Hours Left was one of the bands. I don't know what any of those people are up to now. You're In.
You're In.
Like you're
29 hours
in.
left. And
Like kind of broke up and then reformed as Hardcore Crayons, and they still play shows. Shout out to Dominic Hanft. One of the best. Hanft. I remember something I don't do to this day, but I did it for my first show. I brought 2 basses.
different tunings or just a backup?
Backup, because the bass was a gift from my uncle. It was a Johnson bass. It was like a Squier P bass, but like cheaper than a Squier, and the input jack was like super jacked on it. And I just like I knew it was gonna f up, and it did f up mid song. And it was like mid song that I like unplugged it, like threw it across the room, grabbed the other bass, and like threw it on, and then kept going. And I felt so f***ing cool because that was like my first show, and I remember my stage presence was that of a pebble.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this is like.
Did you have the high strap so you could reach your strings easily?
Oh yeah. I was like, didn't care about aesthetics. I think I had like eyeliner on. This was like deep into the throes of My Chemical Romance was
about to
just
say that.
bursting onto the scene, and we were like.
What kind of band was it?
It was like emo pop punk, but like not like
Like
pop,
what it was back
you
then.
think emo
90s
pop punk now?
No,
you're
I think
oh,
like-
the story so far, like Real Friends.
No, like
stuff.
if I'm thinking
this
like
is.
I never liked calling those bands before the 2010s like pop punk, like Sum 41 and Green Day.
Well, those were pop punk though.
Yeah, but I don't.
It was punk music. They're playing guitars really fast, like punk
I
music.
always-
but it was more like
Before I even heard about the term pop punk, I always thought it was just like, oh, it's alternative.
this was like. Imagine if My Chemical Romance's first album was more like garage punk, octave chords all day, but like still like AFI's like second album. Remember when they were still trying to sound like the Misfits, but then they were like sing-songy more, kind of like that. Also, I don't remember the garage show much, but we played in the lounge.
How many people were there at the
Lounge? Oh man, the lounge was like packed though. We had a big, giant, like double king bed sheet that we spray painted our name on, but I missed one of the letters, and there's like a small little letter that it up. What about you? You talk more now.
It was
Murdering
like
Beethoven.
no, it wasn't with Murdering Beethoven.
Wait, was that
we
your
didn't play any
band
shows
name?
with Murdering Beethoven. What?
Oh, that was your band name?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just like, we were playing Beethoven and doing it badly.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we were playing like I don't even know what to call it. It was really bad. Everything was recorded with a single rock band mic.
Those are the best albums, though.
Placed just far enough away so that the drums didn't peak everything and you could hear the guitars and maybe the vocals.
I remember when I got a mixer and I recorded with like 4 mics, drums with 1 mic, the vocals,
Yeah.
and the guitar and bass, and that was like a big deal.
I
Yeah.
have a pertinent story to this. After that band, I got kicked out of that band because me and the guitarist fought a lot. And, like, at one point, like, actually almost fought. I was in a metal band after that. We recorded a few tracks with, the drummer was a keyboard. It had a fill intro button. So you'd hit that and it'd be like, boots, boots. Like, that's, like, you'd hit the fill intro button, then you'd be like, alright, here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. And we recorded, like, just a room mic that could hear the bass and the guitar, and then a vocal mic for the vocalist, and we recorded into, it was a Y splitter cable. The mic cable was the XLR to, like, 1/4 inch, and then a 1/4 inch splitter into a 3.5 millimeter adapter into just a stereo, like a boombox stereo, and recorded onto tapes, which sounds really cool if it was like 1998, but this was like 2008. I used to make custom cables to record onto PC. The way I did it was I took like a 1/4 inch guitar cable and I would cut them and splice them into like old headphones, but I would take out, like I would just cut away half of the guitar cable wires, so the signal was like half as strong, is what I thought in my head. Because like when you,
is that how that works?
Because when you plug it into the mic input on a computer, it would be like too loud as direct input. So I just
okay, because the mic has a boost on it.
I know.
It boosts it from mic
this
level
is
to line
like
level.
recording directly in Audacity. I remember the computer I used as a studio computer ran like Windows 98. Our PCs weren't powerful enough to run Windows XP.
In 2008?
Yeah!
We haven't let Ripple talk about his first show yet, and we're already 15 minutes in.
I know, I'm very rambly.
Mine was for a high school talent show. It was either 2010 or 2011. Sophomore or junior year.
At your high school?
Yeah. Our high school used, normally almost every year, we used our theater, like our movie theater. So like big movie theater as the stage. I remember it being like pretty packed for that talent show, and we played a cover of All I Want by A Day to Remember and something Home by like Motley Crue or something. We played those two songs. We got first place, and I just remember being really nervous. I played drums. We had a vocalist and a guitarist. I remember
Tinfoil.
nothing. I walked on stage, blacked out, played the songs, walked off stage.
Honestly, that's how I remember about half of the shows that I played.
Yeah, like that's...
Like, I used to be really nervous about going on stage every single time, and then I realized you just go into performance mode, and then when you're done, you go out of performance mode, except you forget everything you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like that every once in a while. Like, I still get really nervous for shows, but it's not as bad as me blacking out.
At least, like, at the garage, or at least in the lounge stage, the front lights are so bright that you can't see the crowd almost.
Yeah. With that band, we were under the name Surrender the Crown.
Verb the Noun?
Yep.
Verb the Noun?
It sure was,
Ahead of your
2010.
time. Wait, not ahead of your time. That was right in the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
when
Also,
about-
you were in a Verb the Noun band.
I was in Save the Girl.
Shut up.
In about 2010.
2009, I was in a band called Silence is Pity, which doesn't make any sense, but it's also not Verb the Noun. So it's
Silence
like,
the pity.
Just start
Close enough.
listing off Verb the Noun bands you remember from the scene.
Crown the Empire. Capture the Crown.
Pierce
There
the
was
Veil.
Summon the Tempest.
Haste the Day.
You remember Club One? Also, for some reason, every venue was just a Christian venue back then. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
When just that was the only place you could play shows was Christian places.
Like, that was when Impending Doom and The Devil Wears Prada and August Burns Red were all blowing up, and everybody's like, we're a Christian band, so we can play at this venue.
Impending Doom.
I remember as Save the Girl, there was a venue in Wilmer. It was a Christian venue. It was the Warehouse. I don't know if they still do things there. They wouldn't let us play because we weren't a Christian band.
Except, really, they wouldn't let you play because you didn't say you were a Christian band. If
Yeah,
you said
Brothers
you were, you could get
Loyalty
away-
played there.
You could get away with anything.
Brothers Loyalty played there. Alistair Hennessy has played there.
Like, I've seen
And,
For All
like-
Those Sleeping play Sunshine and then release Outspoken.
They wouldn't let us play there because we didn't take breaks in between songs to like just like wail C chords and just go doo doo doo. All right, guys, listen the up.
So if that
Yes.
blinking light means anything, we've got less than 2 minutes left. What's the point of all this?
There's no point. This is TK Daily. We just we gotta find a life lesson. Look at us now. If you want to start playing music, just do it. Just get on a bill. That's how all my bands worked back then. It was just, hey, can we hop on this show?
And if
Like,
you can't
breaking
find a
the
band
show.
and everything is frustrating, do everything yourself.
Also,
DIY.
our dumb side project hopped on a bill this Friday.
Oh yeah, hey.
Oh yeah, we have a rap group called Dolphin
It
Party.
is the 21st, right?
Actually, let's just, we'll throw some footage in.
We can put in a couple clips like, hey, look at this thing Cass recorded
Stop at
live.
90%.
Run up on your house with a mouth full of spray paint, screaming at the top of my lungs. Oh, what a lovely day! 'Cause I'm the 90
this thing Cass recorded.
Don't at me, yeah, don't at me, yeah, don't at me, yeah, just leave me alone.
If you want to play music, just do it. Your band's gonna suck. Your first band's gonna suck. My first band sucked. His first band sucked. Your first band sucked. It's just start playing music. Just play shows. Do whatever you want.
We should
Have
do.
fun.
Let's do the next one on being bad at stuff.
Yes. Stop
Alright.
and start.